The worst kitchen utensils and storage containers might be hiding in your cabinets, and you should get rid of them as soon as possible. You might be wondering, why throw away utensils that seem to be in perfect condition? The answer, however, isn't about waste or creating more trash. The issue is that many common objects used daily are, in fact, harming your health and your family's. These items are known to contain toxic substances, such as hormone disruptors. But before we begin, don't forget to hit the like button to support our channel and help more people discover this content. There are several harmful compounds that might be present in your kitchen right now. These are often chemical compounds called endocrine disruptors, also known as estrogen mimickers. These disruptors are frequently found in many types of plastics, and it's easy to forget that widespread use of this material is a relatively recent development, something that became popular after World War II. Today, plastic is everywhere, but we know that most of it contains chemicals that interfere with hormone regulation, especially estrogen. These disruptors mimic the way hormones function in harmful ways, causing developmental issues in children, affecting adults' health, and compromising brain function. That's why removing these items from your daily routine can be crucial to your well-being. One of the biggest offenders is non-stick cookware. While not all non-stick pans are harmful, many of the earlier versions were made with Teflon, a material known to contain PTFE, which is an endocrine disruptor. When buying non-stick pans, avoid any that mention Teflon, as some can still be found on store shelves. A safer alternative is non-stick ceramic cookware. Often called diamond or ceramic cookware, these options don't use compounds like PTFE. However, it's important to be cautious when using metal utensils with these pans, even if some ads claim they're scratch-resistant. A good choice is wooden utensils, which are safer and won't damage the coating. On the other hand, if you have aluminum cookware without a ceramic coating, you should consider discarding those as well. Aluminum is a toxic metal, particularly harmful to the brain, and frequent use can lead to food contamination. A common mistake is lining baking sheets with aluminum foil because the heat allows the metal to leach into the food. Aluminum can be used as a cover during cooking, but without direct contact with the food, and a much safer alternative is using parchment paper. Now, when it comes to storage containers, plastic ones are a significant concern. Plastic containers can leach toxic substances into food, especially when heated or used to store hot foods. Fortunately, healthier options, like glass containers, are available and excellent for safe food storage. You can easily find a variety of glass containers to replace plastic ones. Also, avoid using plastic bags for storing or transporting food. Paper bags are a more eco-friendly and safe alternative. Many people still use plastic bags and containers containing BPA, but nowadays you can find BPA-free options. However, it's important to remember that BPA substitutes, like BPS, can be just as harmful. Therefore, the best solution is to avoid plastic containers as much as possible, especially for storing food. And of course, never buy water in plastic bottles, as these containers also leach hormone disruptors. Regarding cast iron pans, they are not an ideal choice unless they have a ceramic coating. While cast iron is popular and durable, it can raise iron levels in the body to dangerous levels. Many people who use cast iron pans end up with elevated iron levels in their blood, which can have harmful effects on health. When they stop using these pans, it's common for their iron levels to return to normal quickly. The same goes for copper pans. While they may be visually appealing, these pans can leach copper into food, which can be harmful. Copper needs to be balanced with zinc in the body, and excess copper can lead to toxicity. So, if you have copper pans, it's best to use them as decoration in your kitchen. Now, when we talk about kitchen utensils, it's important to highlight that wooden utensils are a great choice. They're safe to use with ceramic-coated pans since they don't damage the coating, unlike metal utensils. Many plastic utensils, when used for cooking, end up releasing harmful chemicals that can be ingested without you even realizing it. Therefore, opting for wooden or stainless steel utensils is a safer and healthier choice. Additionally, plastic, when heated, releases even more toxins, something we definitely don't want to add to our food. Prolonged exposure to these chemicals, known as endocrine disruptors, can have very negative effects on our bodies. It's not just a matter of altering hormonal balance. These substances can also increase the risk of developing certain types of cancer, such as hormone-dependent cancers, including breast and prostate cancer. While more studies are needed to establish a definitive causal relationship, there's already enough evidence to suggest it's wise to minimize our exposure to these compounds. Another alarming issue is the convenience of pre-washed foods. Many of us appreciate the ease of buying vegetables and greens that are already washed and ready to eat. However, it's important to question what's really behind this convenience. Try leaving a package of pre-washed salad in your fridge for a few weeks, and you'll see that even after all that time, the greens still look as fresh as the day you bought them. This should raise a red flag. The reason these leaves last so long is because they've been treated with chemicals that don't have to be listed on the label. These chemicals alter the natural microbiome of the vegetables, and by consuming these substances, we are negatively affecting our own gut microbiome. Moreover, these pre-washed vegetables often come in plastic containers, which only worsens the problem. The safest and healthiest alternative is to buy whole vegetables like lettuce or broccoli and prepare them yourself at home. It takes no more than a few minutes to chop and wash these greens, and the long-term benefits for your health will be much greater. After all, sacrificing your health for a bit of convenience just isn't worth it. Going back to storage containers, it's crucial to emphasize that even if a plastic container is labeled BPA-free, it doesn't mean it's completely free from harmful substances. As mentioned earlier, BPS, which is often used as a BPA substitute, can be equally harmful. So, the best practice is to avoid plastic containers whenever possible, opting instead for glass or ceramic, which are much safer alternatives for storing food. Finally, we can't ignore the environmental impact of many of these kitchen utensils and storage containers we've been discussing. The excessive use of plastics not only harms our health, but also has devastating effects on the environment. Plastic takes hundreds of years to break down, and in the meantime can release microplastics that end up contaminating our oceans, soils, and even the food chain. By making more conscious choices like opting for reusable and more durable materials, we're not only taking care of our health, but also contributing to a more sustainable future for the planet. In summary, the kitchen, often considered the heart of the home, can be filled with hidden dangers that affect both our health and the environment. From Teflon-coated pans to plastic containers, and even pre-washed foods packaged in plastic, there are several factors to consider when choosing the utensils and ingredients for our daily life. Fortunately, with small changes, we can make a big difference, both for our well-being and for the health of the planet.